There are some major myths. One of the myths in the financial community is that women don't have enough assets to be concerned about. So, let's not worry about them. It's a small niche market. I think that's one of the primary ones. Paulette will go into detail about that a little bit more. The second one is that women are risk averse. They don't like risk. We don't want to invest with them. The reality is women are risk aware. And I guess the third one really is a sort of misconception that women aren't interested in finance. Their husbands do it, their fathers do it, their brothers do it. They're not really interested. Paulette, you know a little bit more from the financial perspective.
Women actually represent, or currently control about $1.1 trillion in Canada. And it's expected that over the next 10 years, they'll actually be in control of about 67% of all financial assets. And that's the result of husbands dying and they inheriting the money, the family
and women
money.
Earning more.
And women earning more. And in fact, women are people who have $500,000 or more to invest. Women represent 40% of those people. And in fact, women will manage the assets after their husbands die for about 16 years. So that's quite a...
So there's a huge market. The reality is that there's a huge market.
I mean, we often say that women aren't a niche market. They are the market, the primary market.
Yeah, but the reality is that there is this huge market, and it's an enormous opportunity for male financial advisors or for any financial advisors. But the disconnect is that while they even want females as clients, they don't know how to relate to them, because women are looking for relationships, they're not looking for product. So the question even in this ETF conference was, are women more adverse to ETFs? And we say, no, it's not about product, it's about the person. So we say there's 3 Ps. There's product, there's performance, and there's person. Men will frequently think about product and performance. Women will think about performance. Yes, it's important. I don't want you to lose all my money, but I think about the person, about the relationship, because my life is measured in terms of what I can do with my money, not how big the pile is. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And women judge how well they're doing by achieving their goals, whether that's staying in their homes when they get older, or if it's helping their kids buy their first home, or if it's traveling around the world in retirement. Whatever their goals are, that's how they measure their success, is can I use that money that I've accumulated, that I've invested, to be able to do the choices in my life that matter to me.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, this disconnect persists because Paulette and I do a lot of interviewing women like you're doing, and we go out there and we talk to a lot of women, and we get responses like, we feel disrespected. None of the men are out there trying to disrespect women. They just don't know how to relate to them on their level. We're not listened to, we're not taken seriously.
Yeah, the biggest complaint women say to us, women investors, is no one listens to me. No one cares what my contribution is, what my perspective is. And that's what advisors, whether they're male or female, have to do, is engage these women, make sure that they translate what's happening in the portfolio into what matters to these women. And women aren't just one homogeneous group. I mean, you have to deal with the individual. Some women are more conducive to the construction of the portfolio, but others really just want to know, can I get to do in life what I want to do?
Yeah, we actually have a course. We have an online course about that, because it's not enough just to say, okay, I want to go after women. There are, and there's literally skills to learn. And it's almost, as much as I hate to say it, because advisors don't see themselves as salespeople, but it's, sales 101. It's listening actively, not just pretending, not just paying lip service, but, if you tell me you have sisters, I need to remember that. And next time I see you, I need to say, so how are your sisters? And so on. It's about treating women with respect, but in the language that women understand as respect. It doesn't mean pulling out the chair. It means listening and understanding and valuing you as a human being.
And seeing the woman as a partner in the financial decisions.
Not speaking jargon.
Yeah, not speaking jargon to them. And if they underestimate their ability to invest, it's encouraging them. It's making sure that they understand what's going on in the portfolio. One of the things that we talked about was In some cases, women don't lack confidence. What they have is a higher standard of expectations of the products and services they're going to be getting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I think that resonates with a lot of people. Women don't lack confidence. They have higher expectations. They're more perfectionists. So they're expecting something out of this relationship. So I think men as advisors have a huge opportunity. There's lots and lots of women. I think it's 87% of women say they're looking for an advisor, but they can't find one. 80% of widows leave their financial advisor. So that represents an opportunity, besides the fact that they have lots of money. But they need to acquire the skills. They need to understand women. You could almost talk about marriage counseling. You have to understand what motivates that person, and it's often different than what motivates men. Not always.
But you begin to understand what's important to these women by listening to what they're saying, by getting involved in their lives and understanding what their relationship with their kids and their husband and their friends and what's important to them and how they see their lives 20 years from now.
And that's not at all painting it. There's this real fear. Even some of the women we talk to say, I don't want to be treated differently. I don't want, men to look down on me. It's not at all about that. It's recognizing that people are different. Your male clients are different. Your female clients are different. Different is different. It's not bad or good. We're not putting a value judgment on it. Retailers recognize that women shop differently. So they organize their areas differently for men than they do for women. They don't make a judgment that we prefer this client to that client. It's just responding to the needs of that individual, seeing them as not homogenous. They're all clients and all they care about is rates of return. And I think that, again, not being from the financial industry myself, I think what I'm seeing is that everybody in the financial industry has grown up talking about rates of return, benchmarks is what Laurie was talking about, outdoing performance. And again, as a woman yourself, you probably don't judge service providers on you have to be comfortable with them. Whether it's a hairdresser or a person who cuts your lawn or your accountant, you want somebody that you're comfortable with, that you can trust. And there's even a higher level of trust when it comes to finance.
Some of the women investors we've interviewed who are very happy with their financial advisors say things like, he or she knows me better than anyone else, even my husband. And it's getting to know women far more in depth, really understanding their motivations that will make an advisor successful in tapping that female market that will control 67% of the assets.
And women are great clients, actually. They're great clients. They switch, they will not hold you to, my performance is a bit weak, so I'm going to find someone else. They
loyal.
Make more referrals, they're more loyal.
Yeah.
So it's worth the while to learn the skills to work with women because they do make great clients. Yeah. We have male clients that consciously switched to servicing female clients because they said it's far less stressful. They appreciate me, and that's great. I think the advisors like being appreciated.
Yeah.